Greetings, travelers of Middle-earth. Welcome to Hidden Kingdom, where today we embark on a thrilling journey through Tolkien's legendarium. Our tale, The Fatal Blunder That Sealed Smaug's Fate, reveals the might of dragons intertwined with the folly of arrogance. Imagine a world where dragons soar across the skies, their scales shimmering in the sunlight, casting ominous shadows over the land. Dark sorcerers lurk in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Among these legendary creatures, Smaug the Golden reigns supreme, a formidable foe whose terror over the lonely mountain symbolizes greed and destruction. But what led to the downfall of such a mighty beast? Was it a brave hero's clever plan, or was it a deeper flaw? Join us as we delve into the heart of Tolkien's realm to uncover the truth behind this pivotal moment. Get ready for a journey filled with fire, intrigue, and high-stakes adventure. The Legend of Smaug. Smaug, the greatest fire drake of the Third Age, embodies power and destruction. Born in the depths of the withered heath, he grew into a force of immense strength and cunning. His scales shimmered like gold, a deceptive beauty that masked the ferocity within. As he soared above the land, villages trembled, and even the bravest warriors quaked at the thought of confronting him. His ascent to power culminated in the conquest of Erebor, the lonely mountain, home to vast treasures amassed by the dwarves. When Thorin Oakenshield's ancestors built their kingdom, they could not foresee the doom that would follow. In 2770 of the Third Age, Smaug descended upon Erebor, laying waste to the once great kingdom. The attack was swift and brutal, leaving Dale in ruins and scattering the dwarves of Durin's folk. As Smaug claimed the mountain and its treasures, his arrogance flourished. He reveled in his victory, believing himself invincible. This overconfidence would prove to be his undoing. In his lair, surrounded by mountains of gold, Smaug's pride blazed fiercely. He viewed himself as the ultimate ruler of the North, an unassailable force even Sauron would hesitate to confront. Yet, hidden behind his triumph lay a darkness that would ultimately claim him. Tolkien masterfully crafts Smaug as a complex character, intelligent and cunning, yet blinded by his own hubris. His disdain for the weaker races of Middle-earth led him to underestimate the threat they posed. Little did he know that his fatal blunder would emerge from the depths of that arrogance, the threat of Sauron. As Smaug established his reign of terror, another shadow loomed over Middle-earth. Sauron, the Dark Lord. His ambitions were vast, and his resurgence marked a perilous time for all free peoples. Sauron sought to forge alliances with the strongest beings in the land, including the formidable dragon Smaug. Gandalf the Grey recognized the danger of this potential alliance. If Sauron swayed Smaug to his side, the dragon would become a devastating weapon against the free peoples. As Gandalf warned Frodo, there were only the dwarves of the Iron Hills, and behind them lay a desolation and a dragon. Erebor's strategic importance made Smaug a key player in the unfolding conflict. Should Sauron harness the dragon's fire, he could unleash untold destruction upon the realms of men, elves, and dwarves. Gandalf understood that addressing the Smaug threat was critical to undermining Sauron's overarching plans, setting him on a path of vigilance. Historical context of Sauron's return. Sauron's dark resurgence began in 1050 of the Third Age, when shadows emerged from Greenwood the Great. The forest began to darken, and whispers of a sinister presence spread among the wise. Sauron, having taken refuge in the ruins of Amon Lanc, gradually rebuilt his strength, ultimately becoming known as the Necromancer. By 2060, Sauron's presence in Dol Guldur was confirmed, prompting the wise to take notice. This fortress became a focal point of fear as Sauron spread his influence. Gandalf undertook a perilous expedition to Dol Guldur in 2063, forcing Sauron to retreat to the east, a temporary victory known as the Watchful Peace. However, this respite was short-lived. By 2460, Sauron returned to Dol Guldur, signaling a grave threat to all free peoples. Disguised as the Necromancer, he manipulated events from the shadows, spreading fear wherever he could. Gandalf's vigilance during this time was crucial. His explorations of Dol Guldur uncovered the true nature of Sauron's plans, providing invaluable insights into the Dark Lord's strategies. The shadow over Middle-earth was not just a threat, it was a complex web of manipulation and power plays. The Council of Elrond would later reflect on this time as pivotal, underscoring the importance of knowledge in the face of growing darkness. Gandalf's discoveries laid the groundwork for future confrontations, proving that knowledge is indeed power. The Dwarves' plight. During this tumultuous period, the dwarves faced their own trials. Once proud and prosperous, their kingdoms were under relentless assault from dragons, particularly in the Grey Mountains. Between 2570 and 2589, the dwarves endured assaults from dragons emerging from the withered heath, culminating in the death of King Dain I. The rise of Smaug marked the most devastating blow. In 2770, he attacked Erebor and the city of Dale with ferocious speed, transforming Erebor into a twisted lair filled with gold but devoid of life. The loss of their home was staggering for Durin's folk, scattering them to the Iron Hills, Blue Mountains, and beyond. Smaug's reign became synonymous with despair, a reminder of the chaos in Middle-earth. The loss of Erebor diminished the dwarves' pride and strategic position. As Gandalf noted, "We must disturb Sauron's plans. I must make the council see that." His determination to reclaim Erebor was crucial to restoring balance. Gandalf's vigilance. As the threat of Sauron grew, Gandalf's vigilance became critical. His encounters with Thrain, the last king under the mountain, revealed vital information about Smaug and the Arkenstone, a gem of immense significance. Thrain's tale illuminated the depth of the dragon's terror and Sauron's machinations. Upon discovering Thrain's fate in Dol Guldur, Gandalf realized the gravity of the situation. The dragon and the Dark Lord were intertwined, each posing unique threats. He knew it was imperative to act quickly, as both threats were poised to converge. Gandalf's decision to enlist Bilbo Baggins, a seemingly unlikely hero, was a stroke of genius. He recognized that Bilbo's unassuming nature could allow him to infiltrate Smaug's lair undetected. In a world filled with might and magic, it was often the smallest heroes who made the biggest impact. With the guidance of the map and key from Thrain, Gandalf paved the way for a journey that would change history. He understood the importance of uniting the dwarves, elves, and men against the encroaching darkness. Bilbo's involvement was crucial, catalyzing cooperation among the races. Gandalf's foresight proved invaluable. He knew the fate of Smaug would reverberate through the ages, impacting the struggle against Sauron. As he remarked, A little hobbit with a long memory could do more than a dragon with 100 years of fire. The White Council's response. As Sauron's influence spread, the formation of the White Council became paramount. This assembly included Elrond, Galadriel, and Saruman. However, their deliberations were marred by indecision. While Gandalf urged swift action against the growing darkness, Saruman, blinded by his ambitions, underestimated both threats. The debates highlighted a growing divide. Gandalf sought to address the dual threats, understanding that Smaug's rise was part of a larger scheme. Yet Saruman's hubris led him to dismiss Gandalf's warnings, believing he alone could manipulate the forces at play. As discussions continued, Gandalf's frustrations mounted. He understood the urgency of the situation, but the Council's indecision left the Free Peoples vulnerable. Each passing day brought them closer to disaster, and the threats of Sauron and Smaug grew ever more intertwined. Ultimately, the division within the White Council underscored the complexity of the challenges faced by Middle-earth. The failure to act decisively created a power vacuum, emboldening both threats. The wisdom of unity became paramount, yet the internal conflicts hindered progress. Gandalf's determination to confront these challenges set the stage for a narrative filled with courage and unexpected alliances. As the darkness closed in, the necessity for action became increasingly clear. The role of Bilbo and the Shire. In a realm dominated by powerful beings, how could a simple hobbit from the Shire make a difference? Yet Bilbo Baggins emerged as a pivotal character in this tale of destiny. His involvement in the quest to reclaim Erebor was more than coincidence. It was Gandalf's careful orchestration, recognizing Bilbo's potential. Gandalf understood that Bilbo's humble nature and unexpected bravery would serve as an advantage against Smaug. As a hobbit, Bilbo possessed qualities often overlooked: cunning, resourcefulness, and the ability to think outside the box. His everyman status allowed him to navigate the complex world of giants and dragons. The journey to the Lonely Mountain became a transformative experience for Bilbo. Initially reluctant, he discovered a reservoir of courage within himself. His encounters with Thorin and the other dwarves tested his resolve, forging alliances that would prove invaluable. As the tale unfolds, Bilbo's growth mirrors the overarching struggle against tyranny. The humble hobbit becomes a symbol of resilience in the face of overwhelming odds. In his interactions with Smaug, he would ultimately wield the power of words, a tool far mightier than a sword. Bilbo's confrontation with Smaug. In a darkened lair filled with treasures, Bilbo faced the daunting task of confronting Smaug. Armed only with his wit and a sense of courage, he ventured into the dragon's den. This pivotal moment showcased the clash between bravery and arrogance. As Bilbo encountered Smaug, he quickly realized the danger posed by the dragon's intelligence. Smaug was not just a beast. He was a cunning adversary who relished the art of conversation. Bilbo's cleverness shone through as he engaged Smaug, crafting a dialogue that would ultimately seal the dragon's fate. "Who are you, thief?" Smaug boomed, his voice echoing ominously. Bilbo, heart racing, responded with a mix of fear and bravado, cleverly diverting the dragon's attention. Their exchange was a battle of wits, where Bilbo's unassuming nature became his greatest strength. In this exchange, Bilbo learned the power of words, how they could be a weapon against a foe far mightier. As the conversation unfolded, Smaug's arrogance blinded him to Bilbo's true intentions. In seeking to understand and toy with his opponent, the dragon revealed his vulnerabilities. This moment is pivotal, showcasing the brilliance of Tolkien's writing. The confrontation is not merely physical, it's a clash of minds. Bilbo's clever maneuvering allowed him to gather critical insight into Smaug's weakness that would ultimately lead to the dragon's downfall. The fatal blunder, Smaug's weakness. In the midst of their verbal sparring, Bilbo stumbled upon Smaug's fatal weakness, a small patch on his underbelly, unprotected by scales. This revelation became the turning point in the tale. Smaug's arrogance had blinded him to the threat posed by an unassuming hobbit. As Bilbo departed, he inadvertently triggered Smaug's wrath. The dragon, incensed by the theft of a single cup, unleashed his fury upon Lake Town. This moment encapsulates the consequences of overconfidence. Smaug believed his power was unmatched, yet it would lead to his ultimate demise. The repercussions of this blunder echoed throughout Middle-earth. As Smaug ravaged Lake Town, the free peoples recognized the urgency of uniting against a common enemy. Bilbo's actions, seemingly minor, set in motion a chain of events that would culminate in a battle for the fate of the land. Smaug's descent into rage illuminated the dangers of unchecked pride. In seeking revenge, he revealed himself to be more vulnerable than he had ever believed. This act of hubris would lay the groundwork for his downfall, setting the stage for the climactic showdown at the Lonely Mountain. The Battle of the Five Armies. As Smaug descended upon Lake Town, chaos erupted. The townsfolk, unprepared for the dragon's wrath, scrambled to protect their homes. Bard the bowman emerged as a hero in this moment of crisis, rallying the people against the oncoming storm. Bilbo's revelation of Smaug's weakness proved invaluable. Bard, armed with knowledge gleaned from the hobbit, aimed for the dragon's vulnerable spot. As the battle raged, the stakes escalated. This was no longer just a fight for survival. It was a defining moment in the history of Middle-earth. The Battle of the Five Armies saw an alliance of men, elves, and dwarves converge against a common foe. As Smaug unleashed fire upon Lake Town, the struggle highlighted the unity that could emerge even in the darkest of times. The stakes were raised, and alliances forged through necessity would shape the outcome of the battle. Bilbo's actions, though seemingly small, became pivotal in the larger conflict. The courage displayed by the people of Lake Town and their willingness to unite against Smaug demonstrated the power of resilience in the face of overwhelming odds. Each choice made reverberated throughout Middle-earth, impacting the fate of all. Thank you for joining us on this adventure through Middle-earth. Don't forget to subscribe for more tales from Hidden Kingdom, where legends come alive.